cut your own firewood?
Yeah. For 37 years, I've heated my house for free with firewood. You know why? Because I'm an arborist. And people hired me to take out trees that are too close to their house. And they paid me to create my firewood. Nice. I think it's awesome. It was awesome. Wood heat is the finest heat on the planet next to the sun. Are you hearing me? Have you ever been into a house with a wood stove?
Yep, my home.
It's thermal. It goes through you. Just like the sun does. And you know why it does? I asked the creator why. What he told me was so cool. Trees taking photosynthesis from the sun. Photosynthesis from the sun. And they store it in their cells, and when it's burned, they give it back. It's the same heat. It's huge. It's totally awesome. And nothing else does it. No heat pump. No propane will heat like wood. You do me a favor.
I got it.
And put this at the bottom of my truck with this end at the end, because that will give you something to drag it off with. Now, for those of you who haven't seen this before, I want you to come over here and check out the finish on that cut. Finish. Rub your hand on it. Wow. You see how smooth that is? That's like 800 grit sandpaper.
Yeah, you don't get that with a chainsaw.
You don't get that with a chainsaw or any hand saw that's made in America.
That's awesome.
I'm just telling you, this is what
you use?
Huh?
What kind of a saw?
This is made in Japan. The Japanese make the finest pruning.
What brand?
This is called Samurai. This is the Challenge GCM-330MH. Wonderful tool.
Did you write it down?
Challenge GCM 330-MH.
I'm going to take a picture of that. Do you mind?
Now these smaller ones that you're trimming, is there any way why you couldn't just leave them on the ground with
could,
your wood chips?
But when I'm walking out here, they trip me. You see, I'm really focused on convenience.
Make it work for you. Like you said, you have to.
You see, when they're ground up in this state, they're pleasant to walk
Right.
on. In that state, they will break down, but it's not comfortable to work with.
Yeah.
Those suckers coming off of the roots there.
I'm going to dig those out,
Dig
and,
them out.
and I'll tell you why dig.
Okay.
You watch this. You see, if you go to cut them off atop the ground, at each place you cut, you get 4 back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I deal with those just like I deal with this. I go right to where they're coming from and break them off at the root.
Okay.
And in some cases, I have to use a shovel.
Yeah.
But if you cut them, you get multiples back.
But I don't understand. If they're coming out of wood there, where do you shovel down? Where do you?
My wood chips move really easy. I'm not moving dirt, so I just move, and I go right down to the root, and I break it right off at the root, because I can find it, because my ground moves easy. You see how the wood chips changed everything? It's amazing how it just changes your whole life. All this hard work that used to happen before isn't there anymore. It just changes it. I love it. See, now this is going up, so I want to start bringing it back out. Now you see, here's uprights. You can see I'm basically making everything flat. You see, as I come out here, now watch again, centers. Take the center out, and you eliminate density. Yeah. And you see how to the natural mind, that's so like a skew. You think that's in the middle, yeah. But you see, if I cut either side, then it's crowded either side. Center opens things up.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
I see you left this. What if you cut this, say here?
I'll tell you what, let's just make it easy for you.
I'm just... okay, but before you do that,
yeah.
If you did leave that, would you just leave this, or would you cut it?
Because you see, this is shorter than here. See, the whole idea is you want the branches above to be shorter than ones below. You see, the sun will still come down.
So you'd still leave it like that. Okay, all right.
Are you following?
Yeah.
You want to make sure what's below, stuff above is not longer than it.
Yeah, okay.
So you want this nice flow. But anyway, just to keep us all happy, this is an option.
Well, I want to be happy.
I just want you to know that you could be I want you to walk away today being totally comfortable cutting.
Yes.
Like, I can do it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hurt anything. It's not the end of the world. Really.
Does your saw stay, does it stay sharp?
This saw will stay sharp as long as I live if I don't get it into the ground. Now, if I go after that stuff and get it in the ground, I'll dull it. And if I do, I buy a new blade because no one in the U.S. can sharpen it. And I've been to fine sharpeners and they've tried, and it's pathetic. The blade isn't that expensive. You can replace it, but if you stay on top of the ground, it won't dull. They're phenomenal, man. You're amazing. Excuse me?
Do you need to move that or?
Not right now, but pretty soon, and I'm so thankful. Listen, I appreciate your paying attention. That's awesome. You're listening, you're watching, you're checking out what's going on, you're paying attention. That's an awesome quality.
Morning, Ken.
So you're good, buddy. Now you see here what I've got going. This is a lot of density here. And so what I'm going to do is that, as you see, I'm looking at this space here, and look at the one beyond, and I have a greater gap there than I do here.
Yep.
Yep.
So what I'm going to need to do is kind of lighten it this way. And so since this is coming into this, and see, I want to maintain a path here, and this is going out there. So I'm going to start taking it off of this because that's kind of filling the space that I want to. Again, focusing on what I'm going to leave. You see, this is.
Middle?
Well,
No?
what I'm gonna take off this big end over there.
Oh yeah. Gosh.
Cross it over.
And then I come out of my branch and I do all the uprights and all the stuff going down. Now you see here as you come out, this is going up. This is going down. This is going down. This is going up.
Now even the fruit buds, if they're going up or down, do you cut them?
I'm not concerned about fruit buds because remember what we talked about earlier? I'm trying to reduce.
Okay, so no matter what kind it is.
If it's in the wrong,
or down,
if it's in
just
the wrong
cut.
place, I don't care who it is.
Okay.
It doesn't belong. It's not staying.
No privileges here.
Like I just want you to get really free, and again realize you're in charge. Really, these trees are here to serve you, not you them. You're in charge.
I'll tell them that.
And I'm in charge.
You will tell them that without saying.
And I'm going to control where you live. Because I can.
Remember the plum tree last year? 200 pounds plums and broken limbs.
Yeah.
Peach.
It's, again, if you have nutrient-dense soil, the production's never a problem.
Now, if I have trees already that are, what do you call them, like the combination trees, do I have to be more, the grafted ones, do I have to be more worried about how I cut it or no? Just go out there and...
You don't have to be worried. You eventually want to leave something coming off the graft so you have that variety maintaining. But you see that grape over there on the fence? You see how far it goes out both directions? 2 years ago, that thing died. It was that big. And I cut it to the ground through a stump 2 years ago. That's 2 years growth of a stump. Are you hearing? It's amazing when you have a root system in the ground, how much will come back. And so even if you go to the stump, it's going to come back. It's not going to stop.
Now those, what kind of grapes are those?
That one there is Autolucan. It's a green seedless, and it's really, really neat. Interlaken, excuse me. Interlaken is the name of that one. And it's a really nice green seedless, and it gets right there. One of the few that does. If you know where I live, my elevation in the state I live in, grapes don't grow here. I mean, that's what you're told if you read books. But I know better. Now you see here we've obviously got stuff coming in, so we're going to shorten this, and taking the center out does a dramatic job of doing that. And you just see all of a sudden now just like You see, everything has its space. Everything's fitting. As I'm looking at this coming around here, I'm having a sense that that's getting closer, so I'm going to even shorten this more. Because see, on this side now I'm looking at like, I want a path. And I know this is going to grow. So I'm going to give it space to grow so I can still walk through. Now you see what I'm going to do here? You see I got this nice mutsu tree over here that's definitely growing into this one. So I'm
growing into the ground.
Into the ground, yeah. And so I'm gonna take this back because I want to sit. If you look at that tree there, the shape of it, and you remember how they tell you that you want to have a central leader in your tree? That one never had a central leader. Look at it.
Yeah.
But does that look like a Japanese bonsai to you? That's a Japanese tree. It's called mutsu. It's one of my favorites. It has the most incredible, huge, wonderful late apples.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But you see, and see, this is what's so cool about pruning from the from a perspective of art, is that there's no rules. If you don't have a central leader, so what? Just work with what you have. And make it nice. But if you're limited central leader, you wouldn't have bought that tree because it didn't have one. But to me, that's one of the most cool looking trees I have.
Yeah, definitely.
So now would you leave this growing up or would you cut it above one of the branches?
You just watch me. Now you see here, I'm able to start walking through this place that before I couldn't. You see how they're touching?
Oh yeah, I'm struggling.
Yeah. And see, that's going to change because I'm not going to struggle.
Apricots the same as peaches on new growth, or no?
No, it's just peaches. Peaches bear. Peaches are like raspberries; they bear on new growth.
Okay.
Only.
And nectarines.
I've never grown nectarines, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. See, when you take centers out, how you just totally open space. You see that? It's just so cool. You know, and I look at this finish, I'm thinking like, everything's open. It has light. It's free to breathe. It's like, oh, I can grow now. I'm not crowded over. See, most people would cut like flat. See, by cutting an angle like this, when this, peels over, it's going to look like it just made that bend. If I left the flat cut, like just a stumps there. So again, the aesthetics, as I'm always looking at, I want the finish nice. That's that art form.
Why don't you just leave that for your cane?
What's that?
Just leave that for your cane.
What? Oh, because it's not in the right place. And my cane is
cane
it's
hook.
movable. Do you see that nice cane there?
It's gorgeous.
It's a really nice young man in where was it? Maryland made that for me. His dad does trees. That's black walnut. I love black walnut. It's a beautiful wood. as you see, as we come across to this space, right in here, and I've got my path. I want to look over here. Are you following me? Here again is that large wood, as a tree grows, becomes cluttered and makes your tree choke. And so I have no problem cutting wood out. And see, for the person starting out, this is like, oh, they kind of freak out, but I just want you to know that it's totally fine. It's going to roll back great.
You cut a big one off here.
I did, yeah.
Years ago,
oh,
huh?
Yeah. You want to put that in the truck? Thank you so much. I'm wanting you, as you're watching me, to anticipate my cuts. Some you'll get, some you won't, and it's okay. But if you do that, then you'll start, developing, your mind to think. Now watch this. This is. You see again. If you focus on what you're leaving, see this guy's coming out over here. So I'm looking at this nice little piece right here that all fits very nicely in that space. And that's what I'm going to leave. See, I'm not focusing on what I'm going to cut off. I'm looking at that fits. That fits. See, this is not fitting. This is going up. This is going down. It's not fitting. I'm looking at my path over here, so this is going into it. And see, now I have my path. Everything's there. Take a few pieces off of this. It's going up and down. Thank you. Okay, now you see the finish. Now to a novice, they look, it's naked, nothing there. But if you look at what I came to, I did this last year. Same thing. It comes back, really comes back, quite vigorously. So it's not a problem to cut. But you can see how, as you look at this now, everything's accessible. I can reach everything. Everything is getting good sunlight. And it's, it works.
The only fruit that'll form is on this bottom part, right? Nothing up here.
Well, there's nothing to hang on.
No, that's right.
I'll tell you how you deal with all the suckers in the middle. You notice when you do this to trees, the next spring suckers are coming out everywhere. You know how you deal with them? When they first show up as buds, you take your glove and rub them off. And all summer long I walk through here, and I take my hands and just look at my branches and rub all the suckers off. Here's the beauty of this. By doing that, you leave no leaves. And all the energy, all the energy that would create all that wood and foliage you're going to cut off in the fall isn't being wasted in something you're not going to use. And it doesn't create shade. So it's really helpful to do that summer pruning with your hands. And it's just a nice afternoon that you can just walk through, just rub them all off, and it just keeps everything so clean and open as opposed to all this stuff that don't just off later. It takes energy to create from what?
Well, I just bought an apple tree that's probably 2 years old and planted it just a couple of months ago. And it has 3 branches just going up to the sky. So
as you look, as you put your hand up as far as it's comfortable, and somewhere in that place you have something going out. You have to walk. See, next year when you cut, there's something that you rub off. And you let the branch going out become your leader. That's the leader. This will cause it to go.
otherwise these 3 will just go up to the sky.
It'll never stop. Anybody know how pears grow? Anybody have pear trees?
Yes.
Yes.
You know how they grow? They all go straight up.
Yeah.
They're all hearing me.
Yeah.
You see my pear trees right over here? They don't look like pear trees because I'm not going to put up with them going straight up. Are you hearing me? I'm in charge. I made my pear trees look like apple trees.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put
Our
up with
trees
it.
all go through.
So I want you to get that you're in charge and you can make the tree look exactly like you want it because you can. It's okay.
But you cannot make, like, he has a cherry tree that's...
You can't make a cherry small. If a rain tree lies to you and tells you they're selling you a dwarf, don't believe them. I bought one and I got on the phone and demanded them to tell me the truth. It's a dwarf. I planted my orchard and it grew 6 feet the first year. 6 feet in a year and you're telling me it's a dwarf? Give me a break.
How about plum trees?
Plum trees are in between cherries and apple trees. They grow more vigorously. You see, I got some plums that are coming up too. If we finish this one, we'll be right into one, and you can see, they're pretty vigorous. But if you see where they're at, and that tree there is only 9 years old. It's a 9-year-old dwarf. It's growing, quite well.